Killings have been happening in northern Nigeria since during the time of Jonathan. But you see, there are people from the north who, during the Jonathan, will blame Jonathan for the killings. And then when it comes to Buhari, they will blame the terrorists for the killing. And now it comes to Aswaju. They're saying the problem is the president. You get that? Simply for the fact that in this country, we are so soft, we are so loving to any person who comes from our own geographical, ethnic, or religious area, and that they see that as someone whom they should protect his integrity and identity.
Against enemies from the other side.
From the other side. Killings have been going on in Kaduna and Plateau. But let me show you a typical example. In Kaduna, there are killings in southern Kaduna. Kidnappings, burning down of houses from where the predominantly Christians are. But also happen in the northern part where the Muslims are. But the difference is that the Christian side will tell the world every act of terror, they will publish it, tell the world, make noise about it, show the world how they are victims. Why do people don't hear from the northern side? Because those who are supposed to speak there in the last 8 years see that if they talk, they are simply undermining, denigrating, or damaging the image of the president who comes from their own part of the country, and a governor, and a governor who is running a Muslim ticket. So that's why when you come to the National Assembly, the most vocal legislators, lawmakers, are the one from Southern Kaduna. It's only when I was there, I would say no. My people have been killed in Beningwari. My people have been killed in Igabi. My people have been killed in Giwa local government. And you can't say because the president is a northerner, I should not stand up and demand. These are not mere statements. These are all facts. We leave footprints now. You can Google them and see what happened. But my colleagues from the northern side will never speak. They don't want to be seen talking. They don't want to be. So the world will only know about the killing in southern Kaduna. They will not know about Beningwari. They will not know about Giwa. They will not know about Zaria. They only know southern Kaduna. So that's what happened.
Insecurity is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is both internal and external. It's about the sale of arms and the sale of drugs. It's about the exploitation of the mineral resources in our country. The politicians are the biggest benefactors of this, from the east to the west, to the north, and wherever you are in Nigeria. You see, just recently, Zulum of Borno complained that some of the territories of Borno are being taken by the Boko Haram. But what happened? They busy lying, insulting him. That you know, what I'm trying to say is that the people in power, unfortunately, in this country, are such pathological liars. They all think that we don't see and we don't feel. That it's all about them.
If you can hear me, Aja.
What the NSA just said, having gone to Plateau, he said 90% of terrorism has been wiped out.
Aja, can you hear me?
True. He knows it's not true. But what I'm trying to say, no. What I'm trying to say is this. Unless and until a government can take its responsibility seriously. It's not about...
I have to come in here, Aja, if you can hear me, so that we can expand the conversation if you can hear me. So, you mentioned two things I would like you to perhaps expatiate on. One of the things you said is that both the perpetrators and the victims don't know they have a common enemy. And I would like you to extensively identify who you'd refer to as this common enemy. And in addition to that, what has to be done?
The common enemy is the government that has refused to give them the protection that is a right. That is the common enemy. The common enemy is not the Fulani man or the Biro that are both killed, that are both victims. Nobody chooses to be where they are. And the Nigerian Constitution has given everyone the right to live peacefully everywhere. But our common enemy are really the politicians, because the politicians determine how the military work. They determine who is the
just a moment.
What he is supposed to do.
Just a moment. Just a moment. If you can hear me, just a moment. So, the people, for instance, in Plateau, are very clear on who they feel is their problem. They say the Fulani herders, and they say this is about land grabbing. Just hold on, Ajay. Just hold on, Ajay. Just hold on. I would like your intervention in this. So just hang on. Let me just land, please. So they say this is about land grabbing. It's about ethnic cleansing. We've spoken with even government officials that have alluded to this. So in your view, when people say these things, how best can it be tackled? Because the governor, the president, for instance, is saying this has been an age-long issue. You have to look for a way within yourself to solve this problem. The words were fairly and, giving it a long-term solution.
It's not my responsibility. No, sir. No. The responsibility, the primary responsibility of any government, like I said earlier on, is to protect its citizens. Why are they, in fact, assuming it's all the Fulani fault, how did they allow the Fulanis to continue to kill the indigenous people of Plateau? Why? How? Why have they failed to give the people of Plateau, like everyone else, the protection that they have a right to? It's not only in Plateau, it's happening all over the north. How many thousand people have been killed by bandits? In Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger. You understand? It is happening as we speak. As we speak, people are, just recently, Truji, one of the biggest bandits who he openly claimed that he's working with people in power. He said it. He mentioned their names. But what happened? They are occupying high places. Just recently in this Eid, he slaughtered 15 people like rams. Like ram, he laid them down and he was making a video of it. 15 people he slaughtered. You see, the point I'm trying to make is that it does not make any difference to the victim. It doesn't matter who kills you, whether it's the bandit, whether it's IPOP, whether it's the Fulani, the victim has been killed. So it doesn't really matter who kills you. What I'm trying to say is that the government has failed in its most primary responsibility to Nigerians. If you truly love the people of Plateau, why have you failed? Why have you failed to protect them? So when I talked of divide and rule, politicians have also used these bandits as political thugs. Do you know that? Yes, they are political thugs. When they fail to give them education, when they fail to even pay their salaries for over a year. I remember what happened during the governorship of Jank. For over a year, he was not paying salaries, but they were instigating his own people to look the other side and say, your problem is not me, your problem are the settlers. So what I'm trying to say is this: both the victims and the victimizers have a common enemy. Their common enemy are people in government.
All right, Adia.
They will never be allowed to see that because their attention has been diverted to religion and tribe. That is not the issue.
Adia.
The issue is that you have no right to peace and to live in peace anywhere in the country. You don't have that right.
Hadia, if I may come in there, you said earlier, just after you made the point that this is happening everywhere, regardless of not just Plateau alone. You said a bandit, admitted to working with the government and killed 15 people, slaughtered 15 people. Which state are you saying that this happened in? Just to clarify.
From them. The media is part of the problem because they decide which victim to protect and which victim to victimize. We have to make this thing very clear.
I think the understanding of security has to shift from protecting people in power to protecting the human beings in that country. Also, we have to understand that security is much more than what the security agencies alone do. Everything is about security. Infrastructure aids security. When you have roads that are in such poor shape, you don't have street lights, you don't have regular electricity supply, all these things impinge on security. And the point you made earlier on is very critical. The number one cause of insecurity is actually unemployment, without a doubt. The number two thing that I will talk about is the social tension in the country. And the number three is the politics of power in Nigeria. But much more important to me is that of unemployment. Because if jobs were created and people were employed, like they say, the devil finds work for idle hands. If people are not productively engaged, they are going to want to survive, and they're going to do whatever it takes to survive. By now, we should have a risk-based approach to these things. What if? We should create what-if scenarios. If this happens, what would be our response to it? What capabilities do we need to put in place to protect us against these emerging threats? It's not when the threats become real that we start reacting. That's a reactive response. So a lot has to be done in seeing ahead by any government, not 5 years, 10 years. Scenarios need to be created. What do we do if this happens? What is the likelihood that this will happen?
Hi, my people, welcome back. This sentiment and tribalism, what we say we dey always carry for head in this country. Wallahi, I swear to God, if we don't stop all this timber, this insecurity of a thing will never leave this country, because of the way northern people are trying to put this insecurity now. The first man that talk in this video, if you hear what he said, well, he said that okay, Christian people normally posted anything that concerning them. Like, what he mean by saying that is that he said that anytime we be say okay, they buy many Christians, that they normally publish their own online. Meanwhile, they are doing the same thing to the northern people, I be Muslim people too. That is what he said. Let me give a reply to him. If really that man is a good leader, he will not even bring anything concerning religion to this matter, because we are facing all these things generally. The man that just talked there, he doesn't have any human sympathy in him, because if he has a human sympathy, he will not even bring only Muslim people in this matter. The only thing that is killing us in this country is religion. Instead for the man to come out to like talk about what will bring solution to all these things we are facing inside this country, the man is there saying what we don't understand. That is what that is taking us backward in this country. We should all stop that. Now we see I get to talk about the man part, and let's go to this other woman that talk. That okay, this woman that talk say that okay, is politicians that are sponsoring all the insecurity in Nigeria. The woman is very right. I mean, Najatu Mohammed, the other woman, she said that okay, it's politicians. The woman is very right. Let me explain how and all these politicians are sponsoring insecurity. That okay, ever since I was okay, this insecurity of a thing has been in this country. None of them, that okay, all these politicians, then they normally secure themselves more than any other thing. A politician, like one politician, if you know the kind of this thing that are following them, like the kind of army that are following only one politician, you go know say okay, all these things are protecting themselves more than the lives of the people where we say okay, them they for inside this country. And meanwhile, all these politicians' work is to protect the lives of the citizens of the country, but nothing concerning them with that. They are protecting the life of their own children. That is how what they do. Besha, I am telling you that is hearing me now, that okay, all these things that is going on, it's you yourself that will protect your own self, because no politician will come out to protect you. Had it been gun is licensed to everybody, I would have asked you or say to you that if anybody fire you, fire the person back. But gun is not licensed to every citizen of this country. That's what we have to tell you today. And you that is hearing us today, if today is your first time here, please kindly like our video, share and subscribe. Thank you.